Hey, Al fans. Well, I got to my meeting a little early. You know what's really weird? The Ole Barn is under construction. There's fences here. I'm the only human being. What I wanted to do, because I have my meeting in an hour and a half, I wanted to recreate what it felt like the day that is considered not even close, the greatest day in Islander history, May 24th, 1980. And I was here. And so was Tom Green as a 10-year-old. But what I wanted to do, I wanted as a prelude, as a backdrop, explain the angst that we had 2 years before. We had been heavily favorites to beat Toronto 2 seasons before, and we lost in Game 7. And I had a partial season ticket plan, and I wasn't at that Game 7, the Lanny McDonald goal, and I threw a shoe at the TV. I was so disappointed. Then the next year, in '79, we had the best team in hockey by far, about 116 points, and we wound up losing to the Rangers. And I remember that was the most disappointed I've been in my life. You guys think it would be bad this year? If we lost, I'd be a sick as shoe. But we're just a good team. We were a great team, and the Rangers stunned us in 6. That's the classic picture of Potman sitting down on the ice. Gillies resigned as a captain. He was the captain, Gillies. Most people don't know about that for a couple of years after Westfall. And then the headlines of the Post, as I was in my office in Syosset, it just said under the Isle article, because it was all Rangers, chokers. That was the subtitle, chokers. So now the next year comes by, it's 1980, and I'm at the scene of the crime. Or more than a crime, the greatest moment in Islander history. We started off slow. We were only the 5th seed, and Arbor told his team, let's not worry about seeding this year. Let's get to the playoffs and take it from there. And then they made the blockbuster. Goring, which was the key piece for Dave Lewis and Billy Harris. Then we picked up, let's not forget, Gordy Lane, who was a cop, a defenseman. And then, of course, Kenny Morrow. So now I'm going to fast forward. We beat LA. We beat Buffalo. We beat Boston in the Brawl Series. Now it's Game 6. The finals. I was here. It was a warm day. It was a Saturday, May 24th. It was about 84 degrees. We were perspiring. It was very hot. There was a tension in the air because of those two reported choke jobs from the year before. Philly had gone 35 games without a loss, a still NHL record. And that includes ties, by the way. So no one had beat Philly in 35 games. And we were the 5th seed. But we had the ingredients in place, and we were hot. So the key to that series, when we won Game 1 on a Potvin goal in overtime, we came back to the good old barn here in Uniondale. We buried them in Games 3 and 4 with our power play. I think we got 5 power play goals in 2 games. So we take a 3-1 lead. Philly then buries us again. This was like the Mets playing the Astros in '86. They didn't want to face Mike Scott in Game 7. The Isles knew as we come back to May 24th now, Game 6, we did not want to go to Philly and play a Game 7. So now the place is jumping. It's sold out, and everybody's excited. And I could remember a clip that Nystrom said later on as the years have gone on. Nystrom said, you ever notice before a game, whether it's in Brooklyn now or even Uniondale, there'd be like 1,800 people, like my son likes to do that, sitting down watching the players come out of the entrance. When the Isles came out on May 24th, there was about 10,000 people in the stands screaming, let's go Islanders at the top of that road. And Nystrom was quoted as saying, this is Nystrom now, I almost broke down in tears. Nystrom said that. I almost broke down in tears. I'm breaking down in tears now. And so now the game goes on, and we get a little fortunate break, the infamous offside goal, and it's 2-2 going into the second. And then Nystrom scores at the end of the second to put us up 4-2. And I'm in my 20s. I remember going with my 4 buddies who We had the season pass go, oh my God, we're going to win the cup. We're going to win the cup. I can't believe it. We're going to win the cup here. What? We were so excited. We come back, bought a beer, came back to our seat. Bang. Philly scores 4-3. 4 or 5 minutes later, bang. Philly scores 4-4. I'm going, oh my God, we're not even going to make it. We're not even going to make it. We're clinging on like a boxer holding on to the ropes. I knew we weren't going to win in regulation. We were just hanging on. The 2 years before, we're clinging on our ineptitude to close out series, and we made it to the locker room. And now this is folklore now. I didn't know it at the time. There was, as Nystrom said, I'm quoting a lot of Nystrom, there was silence. Silence. Then Nystrom got up and he said, who wants to be the hero? And Popman then said, everybody got up and said, I want to be, I want to be, I want to be, I want to be, I want to be. And they came racing out on the ice. 15,500 screaming fans in delirium and shock over what just happened, but nervous tension. They go on, and I'll put the clip, you'll actually see the 5-minute clip under this video of the actual Nystrom goal. They're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then it happened. Nystrom crushed Daly behind the boards. And it went on to Henning's stick. Henning, over to Tonelli. Tonelli, to Nystrom. He scores! The New York Islanders are the Stanley Cup champions. Listen to this crowd. Let him yell. Let him enjoy the moment. And the place went berserk. 15 to 30 minutes non-stop of cheering. Non-stop. Pandemonium. I remember Gillies skating towards me with the cup. It was just an unbelievable scene. The place was crazy. I knocked my friend's glasses. We were punching each other. And Nystrom was doing interviews there. And it was just a scene I'll never forget. And I could still remember Queen, the rock group, was very big then, doing, we will rock you. We will rock you. And then there was silence. The fans are going crazy. And even to this day, they sing this song, but it's hard to believe. We were sitting on top of the world. After a little silence, you hear, I've paid my dues, time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share of sand kicked in my face, but I've come through. And go on and on and on and on. We are the champions, my friends. Boom, boom. We'll keep on fighting to the end. Do, 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 do. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. And as the Isles skated off the ice to that great song, 15-5 in this building was serenading them to, we're number one. 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 So as I turn around, I take a look at the old building. After 43 years, some of the greatest moments of my life. I may never be back here again. Maybe for one final time. Farewell.